Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be about Cardi B and Offset. So I'm going to be seeing if Cardi B set up her ex-husband. I don't know if they're officially divorced yet, but whatever. I'm going to be seeing if she set up Offset. Is that why he was shot? You know what's funny? I think this happened a month ago, but I never seen it. I don't know how, no one wasn't talking about it. It didn't pop up in my feeds. I just seen it randomly, a few days ago. It was oh yeah, Offset been shot and something about his recovery or some shit. And I was like, wait, what? So I'm going to be seeing if she was responsible for that. If she was either doing some sort of spell work or set him up, what's going on. Also, I recently did the Nicki Minaj reading, and it was showing that there's a negative bad woman, Queen of Swords, doing spell work on her, Nicki Minaj and her family. So I'm going to be seeing if Cardi B has any sort of associations with that, right? And if it's not Cardi B, then we're going to be looking into Beyonce. Ooh. But anyway, let me just see. What's the energy around this Cardi B? I don't want to do... Yeah, just Cardi B, not Offset. What's the energy around Cardi B? What's going on with her? What's going on? Okay, what I see here is the Queen of Swords energy. So, I mean... The Countess of Swords is the Queen of Swords, by the way. The Count and the Countesses are, yeah. So we seen that Queen of Swords in the Nicki Minaj reading, right? It is what it is. I'm not going to get into it just yet, but isn't that funny, guys? What a coincidence, right? We're starting off with the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords was the one doing the spell work to Nicki Minaj. And let me just say, I think I need my credit because I remember years ago, I did 3-4 years ago, I did a reading on Cardi B, right? And I was telling you guys that she was cheating on her husband and her husband knew, right? And this is way before anything, came out with that's how she got down, right? If you watch some of my old readings and stuff, I made a lot of predictions. I talked about people's character that's basically being exposed in real time today. And yeah, I just make that point for what it's worth. It's one of my old readings with Cardi B. I was telling you that basically she's a cheater. I wasn't saying that he wasn't a cheater. Obviously, he's a cheater. I was saying that they were both cheaters, right? And I remember people telling me that just don't make sense. That oh, she loved her husband. She wouldn't cheat. He's just the only one cheating. So, I mean, it's interesting. She got pregnant while she was still married to him. I don't even think they were, energy's just telling me it's true. They weren't even officially separated. So isn't that funny? So yeah, I just say that for what it's worth and shit, for my credit and all. But yeah, so we have the Queen of Swords. What else is going on? What else is happening? So the Queen of Swords popped up. Let's see. What else is happening? All right. The Page of Swords. Okay. Oh, wow. So it's okay. There's a whole story being told here. So, what I'm seeing here, because these two cards, I don't know what the other one is, but these two cards fell on top of the Queen of Swords. So, what I'm seeing here is that she has her eye set on someone, The Queen of Swords, it either goes two ways with the Queen of Swords. It doesn't go any other way, right? Either the Queen of Swords is a very strategic, smart woman, right? It's only two definitions. Either the Queen of Swords is an extremely smart woman, or the Queen of Swords is an extremely bitter, revengeful woman. I'm not getting a smart woman here. I'm getting the extremely revengeful side. That's just what I'm getting, right? We've seen how Cardi B talked about children, people's children. We've seen how Cardi B talked about black women, actual black women, black melanated women. Right? This is a very distasteful, fucked up woman. Let me just put it that way, right? So what I see here is that, yeah, this male is sort of just in her sights, right? This man is in her sight. Oh, death. Okay, so let me just say that, you see what reader gives stuff like this, but let me shut the fuck up and just get into the energies, right? Well, this Cardi B, I'm gonna just say it. She's doing spell work. She's targeting people. I would say who's younger in this situation? Is it Offset or is it her previous guy, her previous, I don't even know what you want to call it. Is it Offset or her new baby daddy? Right? Whoever is the younger one, right? Whoever is younger. She's doing spell work in death on whoever's the younger male. Whether it be Offset is the younger one or the new recent baby daddy. What I'm seeing though is a very, very evil woman here. A very evil woman. The energy is telling me it's true. You see why, like I said in the Nicki Minaj reading, how it was just like, I can do countless readings on Nicki Minaj despite whatever's going on with her because I don't feel bad energy. I don't like Cardi B's energy, right? Every time I tap into her energy, it's always a bad energy, right? And I know that it can't always be shown in the cards, like if it's not relevant. Now it's relevant because it's talking about like, the energies around her and shit, and it's showing you what type of person she is. She's doing spell work to cause a death. She wants to cause a death on whoever this is. This could be Offset or this can be the new baby daddy, whoever's younger. That's something I'm actually going to look into after this reading, which one's younger, because that's going to be very insightful. But she wants to kill this man. She feels like she was betrayed by this man, and my ice snapped when I said that in my water. I don't know if you guys heard. So she feels betrayed by this man, and she wants to cause death, right? She feels like she received some sort of injury. But the interesting thing is that you're going to be seeing her have some sort of injury in the future. So mark my words down, right? Today and shit. I'm telling you, something's going to happen to this woman. You cannot be playing with this type of spell work and witchcraft and causing harm in people's marriage and relationships. And yes, I'm pretty much going to confirm it. You can't be trying to cause death and shit and not think that there's going to be some sort of, where you think that there's not going to be some sort of recoil on you and shit. People are going to be seeing. It could be related to plastic surgery. I don't know, because this lady's wrapped in bandages. I don't know. Something's going to happen where people are talking because she's going to receive an injury. This Cardi B is evil, and bad things is going to be coming up for her. It's true. So now, since I got that, what can we see about the spell work with Nicki Minaj? What can we see about the spell work that she's been doing to Nicki Minaj? Yeah, I ain't going to beat around the bush and shit. I see it. It's been confirmed. So what can we see? Because this woman is wishing death on this younger man. The Magician. Okay. So we have someone causing spell work. Right? You see that shit, right? So I was telling you, what was she like? What's happening? What can we see about the spell work with Nicki Minaj? I wasn't even going to beat around the bush because I already seen it. Spell work. So spell work came out with the Magician. She wants to make Nicki sad. She wants Nicki to feel the pain that she felt. This Cardi B, the worst thing is a dumb person. And fuck if you fans of her. If she evil, she evil. One of the worst thing is when someone's dumb. I know a lot of dumb people in my life, right? I don't fuck with them, but I know a lot of dumb people in my life. These are dumb people that will literally knock down and destroy the whole edifice of someone's life, including their own, just because they have some sort of bitterness in their heart, right? These are the sort of people that will literally set your house on fire, right? They'll set the whole goddamn apartment on fire just because, like, they don't like you. You heard my ice drop? Because I'm onto something. Because there's people you see and then the car horn honk because I'm definitely onto something. These are, like, the stupid, foolish people. They could live in the same fucking apartment building as you, right? And they'll literally set the apartment on fire and they would be homeless, right? And they don't give a fuck as long as, like, you're just hurting. I've said the worst thing is when someone's stupid, when there's a stupid person that's evil. Because when a stupid person's evil, they'll do things to destroy you and do things to destroy themselves. It's really dumb. I hate people like this, right? Because my moon's in the first house. It attracts all sorts of stupid ass people and shit because I'm a spiritual person. You see my ice is making all sorts of noises and shit. I'm a very, like, intuitive person and shit, and a lot of people be having animosity because they know I can see through them. I've always been like that since I was young. I always cut through the bullshit, right? And you know that when you cut through bullshit, people hate you. They don't want you to see through them. They don't want you to see the truth, and they don't want you to point out the truth, right? And at a young age, I never knew. Like, I should have just shut up and not said anything. I would be like, oh, but that isn't right, because isn't this going to happen? And I would make certain predictions and shit. I would like, but if you do this, this is going to end up happening to you. And then it ended up happening to them. And then after that person take their anger out on me. They took their anger out on me first because me even saying it. And then they even, like, all the wrath and chaos and shit would happen because it would come true. So, you know, this is like energies that I deal with. For people that are intuitive, that, you know, open their mouth a lot and talk, you guys know, because there's some intuitives that just don't say anything. They're quiet and they might have a smoother route. I've always been the type to say something, right? So it is what it is. Even like in that fucking reading I did for Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, like when I came back to YouTube recently, like my very first readings on them, when I was saying like he was stinking ugly and all that. What did I tell you? I told you guys the story of like how a Pisces male was like interacting with my friend group, and like I didn't know this guy or anything, but the vibe that I was getting from him was like this guy was shady, right? And I told him, right? He was like new and stuff, and I told him, I was just like, yo, I feel like, you know, I know you're not who you say you are, right? And if people was just like, oh, I'm crazy, I have a problem, and then come to find out this guy was cheating on all the girls in the group, right? He was meeting people on Grindr. Like, it was just crazy. He was exposed for that. So it's kind of just like, you know, I get it. I have an abrasive energy, but I'm strong though, because again, my Mars is in my second house. That gives you strength. That doesn't give you weakness, right? And you know, when I talk, right, I talk of like strength. I'm not like weak and shit and like all bashful and shit, you know? So it is what it is. I say that for what it's worth, right? Yes, I'm a motherfucking talk when I want to fucking talk. You guys shut the fuck up, shit. Let me fucking talk for the people that talk shit. I'm a fucking talk, right? What else can we see about this Nicki Minaj situation? Something to do with, she hates seeing people moving on with their life. That's what I'm seeing. The Chariot, it's all about you doing things, movement, right? There's a vibe with her. If you're not, like, let's say if you had some sort of history with her and you move on, and this is deep because this is even what she's doing with this male. You know, like if you had a falling out, right? Some people, like, it's normal. Like if you had a falling out with someone, you know, you'd be like, oh, I hate that bitch, you know, or oh, I had a falling out with this person because this person's shady, blah, blah, blah. And it stops there. This woman, she doesn't like to see you move on. She wants you still to be in that energy. She still wants that struggle. It's like, you know, you can leave her in the dust and don't even think about her and be doing your own life and shit. And then it's kind of just like, she gets upset. It's like, no, you're not going to move on. No, like this isn't over. And I'm staying on this sort of vibe of like, fuck that shit. And this is a woman, again, that's a fool, that's stupid, that has some sort of access to spirituality, some sort of dark spell work. And she definitely exerts it on her enemies. Let's see, what can we see? I'll leave this in a future slot. I think that fell in reverse. Oh, damn. We're going to leave this too for the spiritual slot. So let's see what's happening. The Knight of Cups. I don't know, guys. She's trying to send a young male to Nicki Minaj to do some fuck shit. I would just say to Nicki, she needs to watch out who's in her staff, who works under her. Because I'm seeing that there's someone that work under Nicki that's a young male. Damn, I didn't want that card to show. Here it is, the Two of Swords, right? I just wanted to talk about the energies. That's how I like to do. I like to talk about the energies first, and like, you know, I don't always like to show the cards and shit. Sometimes I like to just show what I'm seeing first and then get into the next card. But since it's pretty much out there, it's Two of Swords. This young male, to basically confirm my point, she's sending someone that's a part of Nicki's staff or going to be a part of Nicki's staff that's shady. He's going to come to her acting like he loves her, acting like he has some empathy, but really he fucks with Cardi B. So I'm seeing an op here. She needs to watch out because she wants some sort of death to come about for Nicki, whether it be an ending in her relationship, her money, all sorts of shit. So she's sending an op to exert some sort of influence to bring Nicki down with this Three of Swords. So Nicki needs to watch out. If she has some sort of younger male right? It could be like a young gay guy that could be doing her hair or dealing with her outfits. I don't know, right? You know, these celebrities be having staff and shit, and sometimes, you know, they always have like new staff. I'm seeing watch out for the men. I would advise Nikki, if she was my client, I would say you need to just work with women. I know that she has a bad history with women, but that's industry women. I don't know about everyday regular women, right? I'm gonna be real, because what I'm seeing here is that, you know, she might feel safe with the males, whether they be gay or straight, but the men, I don't know, just the men that's coming in her life are shady. Some people have those sort of energy where it's like women could be the only, you know, people that's good for you, and then for whatever reason men are always doing shady shit to you, right? Sometimes it's like that, or it could be the opposite, right? There's people, it don't matter how good they try to be to a woman, they could be a fellow woman and women's always betraying them. So it just is what it is. What I'm seeing here is these men, they betray Nikki, especially when they're younger men. So I would say watch out for that, because yeah, there's an op here, and in the spiritual realm, and it's on top of this death card and shit. The future slot, this card face down, she wants to fuck up Nikki's future. You see this shit, right? So it's kind of just like, we know what the Wheel of Fortune is about: abundance, growth, all that shit. It's in reverse. So remember how I was telling you that she wants to just fuck up Nikki's life and do all this bad shit? So definitely watch that reading on Nicki Minaj. So yeah, there we go. It's confirmed. It was Cardi B doing the spell work on Nicki Minaj. Very shady. What can we see now as far as this Cardi B and Offset? Just what can we see about the energy before I start asking any specific questions? Cardi B and Offset. What can we see? What can we see? What is going on with that? There's a lot of things hidden, guys. There's layers upon layers of shit. And what that's telling me is whatever this Cardi B is involved in, she do not want her name or hands attached or associated with whatever she's getting into, right? I want a 4-card spread for this. That's just what I'm getting with shuffling. It's telling me hidden layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. So things can't be tied back to her. You see how that went back into the deck, went to come back, but then it like flew back down, like it was like coming up face first, whatever, then it went back in the deck. It's things hidden. This lady, she does spells to hurt people. She also does spells to hide her hand, to protect herself. And I believe the card still came out anyway. I think this was the card that like it showed like this and then it went back, if I'm right. So yeah. All right. I need one more card now. What's going on? All right. So how I'm going to do this is, let's see what's going on with this situation. So we have a woman that, like I said, hides her hand. That's just what I'm getting, her true nature. You know, her face that you see, it's like, I don't think Cardi B is beautiful, but since people, you know, they like to like say things like that, you know, I don't know why people say she look beautiful when, you know, her face look puffy and it looks like a botched plastic surgery. When they fucking edit it up and shit, okay, cool. But let's see like the Getty images and shit, where you can see like the actual skin texture with the puffy face, with the sort of like weird look and shit. She looks weird. So what I'm seeing here is people see the face, right? These cards are very deep, right? Sometimes the bottom, the wordings don't matter. It's the imagery that's deep, right? Because what people interact with is the face. You don't see her from behind, right? The front is always what you see. The back is what you don't tend to see. People see a woman here, right? And even then, this looks like Cardi B. Bitter and soulless and lifeless. Vindictive and shit, right? But what's really happening behind the scenes, behind her? A whole goddamn monster that she's feeding. So it is what it is. Not just that, this red energy, an energy of chaos, ambition, wrath. This lady, she has a lot of wrath. That's what I'm seeing here. She wants to attack. So that's deep ass fucking energy, guys. A lady of wrath, of chaos and shit. In the spiritual realm, she needs to watch out, because these entities, whatever she interacts with, she thinks that they're working for her. but she don't know that they're plotting on her. And that popped up earlier, you know, where it was saying that she's going to be receiving some sort of injury. Remember when this card came up earlier? And I was telling you she's going to receive some sort of injury that people's going to see. She don't know that there's something coming up for her. She think that she could just sit pretty and everything's okay and shit, you know? But it's kind of just like all that hidden shit that she got into. It's going to be popping up, you know, with this discovery. People are going to know. The next card, destruction, rebirth, regeneration. What I'm seeing here is just destruction, guys. So I asked about what's happening with her and Offset. What's the energies, right? So far, I'm getting a lady that was hiding her true intent. Whatever happened between them, she was hiding her true intent, her actual nature. What she is, though, is a combative monster. Not just that, these demons, these spirits that she directs are plotting to do something to her. Look at the imagery here. It's not always about the words. Look at the imagery here, right? This is an entity planning on her, planning some sort of shit on her. Not just that, I'm seeing an energy of contention. What else can we see now? Was she the one, let me ask directly, was Cardi B the one to cause her husband to be shot? What can we see? What can we see? I'm going to leave that in a future slot where it fell, and it fell sideways. All right. So, this Cardi B is telling me there's connections here. The Eight of Wands represents connections, right? Energies, and communication. Now, I ask, like, was Cardi B basically attached to what happened to her husband? I'm seeing that there's some connections here. Why is the Magician here, right? So we have the Magician here, so that's deep. So I'm seeing spell work again, right? The Wheel of Fortune, she's always enacting this sort of Wheel of Fortune energy, right? To do something with the Wheel of Fortune and shit. This fortitude, this is very deep, guys. The fortitude has to do with strength, right? When you go through adversity, it's telling me that this is a vibe of adversity. This man fighting for his life, having to have strength, having to have fortitude because spirits was directed at him. Not just that, but she didn't know that this man was protected by a guardian angel. This is deep as fuck, actually. It almost makes me want to be emotional, like, or rather it's making me emotional, but I don't want to like be like that when I'm doing these readings. That's crazy, right? I ain't like all dramatic and shit. But no, it really makes me like emotional because this is beautiful because it's telling me that this man actually could have really died, guys. On some real shit, he really could have died, but someone or something saved him. So that's really beautiful. Very beautiful. At the same time, her being upset because he just don't want to deal with her. It's telling me he been checked out. He been knew what she was about. He didn't have no respect for her. He wanted to put this thing to bed. Isn't it funny, right? When she was doing all that flaunting of the guy, you know, Offset was kind of surprisingly quiet, though, if you think about it, right? I'm not saying he never said nothing, but, you know, if he was really talking mad shit, you know, all the gossip channels would have talked about it and, you know, would have been like news and shit, and I probably would have done a reading on it. You really didn't hear him say anything. I think because he just didn't care. And that's what's hurting her ego. She wants people to care. He just didn't care. The evil eye, the Seven of Wands, he was just dealing with the evil eye. Not just that, he was happy to gain his freedom, leaving that toxic situation behind. For him, it was toxic. That's what I'm seeing. The Ten of Swords, she betrayed him. That's what I'm seeing here. The Ten of Swords, representing betrayal. She tried to cause death to him. In the spiritual realm, again, what can we see? She wants to fuck up this man's happiness and money. I don't know if she had to pay him money. I don't even know if they're officially divorced yet. But what I'm seeing here is that she wants to fuck up his gains, that he was entitled to some sort of gains, whether if he has his own businesses, side hustles, I don't know. It's just telling me that he was entitled to gains, and she tried to kill him because of that as well. So this Offset, if you guys are a fan of Offset, right, and you've seen this reading, if you want to send it to him or whatever, I'm pretty sure he knows, right? He probably don't need this reading. Definitely tell him that this Cardi B is an evil woman trying to... Sorry, guys, I'll be seeing, like, things with my cards and shit, and I'll be trying to... Oh, damn. Is it? I don't know if that's paint. I don't know if that's like, sometimes the cards have like a cut or some bullshit, I don't know what you would call it, and then it shows like the white part of the paper, but this is like paint and shit. That's crazy. But anyway, I don't know if you guys want to send this to Offset and tell him like, yo, Cardi B is trying to kill you, man. She's trying to fuck up your money, whatever you're entitled to as far as your money. You've been protected by a guardian angel, so you need to say thank you to that. I'm pretty sure he did, is what's being told to me. Not just that, yeah, he needs to do something with this, or something about this. He needs to pray to the Most High, and he needs to say, whatever this woman is trying to direct my way, send it straight to her, because this is a very sadistic, evil woman, guys, right? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reading, because I know I did. It was very insightful and deep, and I'm glad I had it. Peace and abundance, and take care.